Welcome back, Matty Motorcycle here, and I'm standing in front of arguably the most popular BMW on the interwebs. I'm talking to all you fans and riders of BMW's R1250R. You 1200 guys, I'm not going to leave you out either. Coming at you. Now folks, before I do a review on any of these motorcycles, I love jumping on the forums and seeing what the current owners are saying about the machines that I'm talking about, whether it be the older models or this brand new 2020 HP model. And let me say, the love for the R's is overwhelming. Guys who own these will straight up trip you if you say something bad about their bike. So let's do exactly that. First up, I went to the dealership and what they said to me blew my mind also. This is the most popular, the smoothest iteration of the Boxer engine. You still have the standard Boxer, you still have your shaft drive. The quick shifter and the auto blipper, actually I will have to say, do work best that I've seen on a BMW Boxer. Anytime you mix old technology with new technology, for instance, an 80-year-old engine with a 2-year-old auto blipper and quick shifter combo, you're gonna get a little bit of rockiness, but on this bike, they actually figured it out pretty good. The gearing is a little bit taller, so it's a little bit smoother. The torque comes on very, very predictable and controllable, and you always know that you have extra power because the torque is there throughout the whole rev range. The torque line must look like this, super thin, super flat, starts out at all 80 torques and then just kind of maybe goes up to 86. It's really awesome. After that, you're looking at about 550 pounds and 130 horsepower down to the wheel. So it is a little thick, but it does handle very, very well. That I'll give you guys also. You have this cool retro look, you got a fun headlight, you got this really great HP paint job. BMW did an awesome job with that. Handlebars. Now, what guys have been talking about is between this one and the RS, which was a personal BMW favorite of mine, is that this one has handlebars and the RS has this clip-on riser situation. Now, guys who ride this bike swear by the handlebars. I could go either way. I think handling works just the same, if not even a little bit better on the RS. Don't mean to get in a fight, but leave it in the comments if you disagree. After that, this is so easy to ride. That I'll give you. The horsepower, you always know where you're at. It never scares you. It's not gonna sneak up on you and bite you. But it does have competition in its own stable. BMW makes another upright naked bike called the S1000R, which has a superbike engine in it. All the same electronics, all the same bells and whistles, but 70 more horsepower. So it definitely gives you a little bit to think about when you're picking between the two of them. I actually think the S1000 is just the same price. So you're in a situation. Let's go on to some more details. Let's take a quick walk through this bike and see what the differences were between the 1200 model and this new 1250R. First and most notably is the engine. You have the shift cam tech in this. Now, shift cam is a tricky thing. What it does is you have two different shaped cam heads on the inside of the engine, and at, I think it's 5 and 11,000 RPMs, that shifts back and forth to give you more available torque and a smoother riding dynamic from the engine while it's already in motion. Very cool thing, very useful. Kind of gives you more broad power band through the whole range. Easier on the highway, more fun through the twisties. Great. Now, you get the same brakes that BMW has been using for forever. You get these Brembo monoblocks. I will say, after riding a whole bunch of bikes in the range, the BMW brakes that they switched to in 2020 on their GS models, I like it a little bit better, all right? You have a little bit more control, a little bit more stopping power, and the initial bite is a little bit better than these Brembos. If you like that, these are very progressive. These definitely will slow you down, but I like my brakes top end down rather than a curve up. It's just the way I like it. Now, while this is definitely a fan favorite, it's not perfect, like we said. So all my R fans out there, here comes your cons. In my opinion, how I start all my cons, the seat is real low. So if you are a taller rider, your knees are gonna be a little bit cramped up. Not quite sport bike cramped up, but you're not as long and comfortable as I would like to be on an upright, naked machine. After that, there's no windscreen. There's almost zero wind protection. So if you got a big goofy head like me and big broad shoulders, you're gonna act as a sail as you're moving on the highway. And the last con is gonna be the heated grips. There's two settings, too hot and not hot enough. Either I didn't feel it through my gloves or my hands were burning to the point where I couldn't touch the bars. BMW, awesome. I guess I'll buy thicker gloves or ride with no gloves because that's how your heated grips work. I love them, super toasty, but man, I wish there was like a in-between setting, a 1.5 instead of 1 or 2. You feel me? Awesome. Before we do the riding impressions of this bike, let me just give a quick shout out to my friends over at Gold Coast Motorsports. They got every exotic European brand out there, including BMW. You can go into their showroom and see this very bike. Matter of fact, you could see this super cool t-shirt too. Thank you so much, Gold Coast Motorsports. You guys have been a great supporter. If you're in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, particularly Manhattan, make sure you go give these guys a visit. You will not be disappointed. Now, riding impressions of the 1250R. It is super easy to ride. It does exactly what you think it's gonna do. And on the highway, even up to maybe double the speed limit, feels super stable. Aside from the wind buffeting, which a windshield would easily fix, it's really, really awesome. In the twisties, you might not be able to keep up with a lighter bike. Like we said, this is 550 pounds, but you'll never be nervous going into a corner. You know exactly what this machine is gonna do, and it does give you the feeling of safety, all right? You have this entire electronic suite that's always at your back. You have ABS, you have traction control. The ESA, the electronic suspension system, really does talk to the rest of the machine fantastically. To sum it up, this bike is anything and everything you'd ever need. It is a recipe for success. 2 wheels, handlebars, seat, engine, and a whole bunch of electronics. It's exactly what any rider, particularly a new rider, needs to feel confident and safe riding around on the road with other people. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think of your R1250R, and coming at you with another video soon. Everybody out there, like, follow me, subscribe, and we'll see you at the next video. Matty Motorcycle.